Right.
Wouldn't matter for you, but maybe for Zach.
Well, for Zach in particular, I've just told him to get much more deeply embedded into AI and automations.
Yeah.
So he will be working on that tremendously.
Nice.
Um, yeah, it should be interesting to see what he ends up coming up with because I assume at this point we should just be able to um, we shouldn't really need humans to edit anything. I assume.
Yeah, I guess, it just depends on I'm curious what tools he plugs into. Like what softwares or stuff does he already use to do like the videos?
Yeah.
I know most tools have an MCP now these days. So like Blender, do you know Blender?
No.
Blender is a 3D
Blender.
graphic software. So it's kind of like Unreal Engine. It's like a graphics engine. So you know how like all video games are made in Unreal Engine.
Yeah.
So it's similar to that. Blender is just like a 3D software where you can like make environments or make models and stuff like that. Anyway, Blender now has an MCP. So again, the MCP is just like the a way for AIs to like very intelligently use tools. So as opposed to like just giving an AI access to like, as opposed to just giving it being letting it see your screen and then having to like take pictures and be like, oh, this picture looks like I'm looking at a software and I'm going to click this button. It doesn't have to do all that. It can just use the tool directly.
Huh?
So you could be like, make me this type of scene or make this type of character model in Blender, and and the AI can just speak to Blender as opposed to having to like use the user interface. So it's like a tool that goes. It's like a more direct language.
Okay. I see what you're saying. I see what you're putting down here.
Yeah.
The
Let me think of a good analogy. Uh, I'm gonna think of a really good one. Just give me 1 second.
Matt and analogies like peas in a pod.
It's like
Monthly.
fucking reconnected to the damn car for some reason. Do I still sound okay?
Yeah.
Okay.
Decent.
Um, I'm gonna say that it's like I got nothing, dude.
Wow. Well, your audio got worse. I'll tell you that much.
Yeah, it puts off of the thing for some reason.
Um, trying to figure out here.
Recording stopped. We had to stop the recording because there was a in one of your audio devices. There was not, but okay.
We, who had to stop the recording?
It says there was a change in my audio device. Also, is this better?
Yeah, it's much better.
Okay.
Uh,
Yeah. I can't think of an analogy, but it's basically like a translator.
yeah, I gotcha. Have you had a chance to listen to any of the tracks?
I've listened to the demos.
All of them?
The, yes.
Ah, what'd you think?
I like some of them a lot.
Which ones?
I've been jamming out to Mofongo. Diamonds a lot. What was the other one? Maybe Release, I think, has potential. And you put two others in there. I can't remember. You put Swamp and Dance Like a Snake.
Let's see. Any inspiration for lyrics?
On those two?
Did you? I mean, that's not all of them. I mean, I also have you looked at it recently?
I was listening last night, but that was it.
Well, that should actually be sufficient.
Well, what else is in there?
I went through basically everything. All of the tracks that we've created so far, and I rendered, I believe, everything.
Oh, I definitely haven't heard it, all of them.
Yeah, you should check those out.
Yeah, sure. Yeah, I think some of them slap, and some of them need some work, need some tender loving care.
For sure.
Yeah, I can't think of what else is. There's like I Believe, there's Crimson, there's something else, I think. Yeah, I just been listening to them in my car on like the way to work and stuff.
Yeah, I've been listening to them a lot myself. It's been kind of nice. They're a little sad.
You think so?
I think the ones that you make are actually happy, but the ones that I make are not always happy.
Interesting, because I think probably the saddest one is Dance Like a Snake has the saddest tonality, in my opinion.
Fair enough.
And then I think I'm thinking of Release. Release is kind of like the ominous one that I tried to rap on. So that's not necessarily sad, but it is a little dark. And then it gets a little melancholy in the middle.
Yeah, there's just not a lot of I think Make It Right is probably the most optimistic one that I came across.
See, I don't think I've heard that one yet.
And you check it out.
Yeah. I mean, I got plenty of time here.
Yeah, you just check it out, you know?
Yeah, and what was the Beat Tape one? There's one that sounds like a Beat Tape beat.
Probably Swamp. No? Not Swamp?
Hear back from what's her name? The singer?
I don't actually know. One sec. Let me see if I found anything from her. Victoria. No.
Oh.
No such luck.
Yeah, I forgot I put those chorus vocals on Mofongo. I'm pretty happy with like the rhythm and the call and response and everything like that.
Yeah, no, Mofongo is awesome.
Yeah,
That's
it's got a lot
definitely...
of some lyrics and we record that. But yeah, dude, it's coming along.
What's your plan for today in general?
Today I'm gonna go and eat, and then I'm gonna go home, and then I've got to clean, and then I'm chilling after that.
Okay. So basically, a lot of transportation and chores.
Not too much transportation. I mean, I've only got like an hour and a half, 2 hours of actual running around, and then a half hour of chores, and then the rest I'm hanging out. So I'm looking
So,
forward to using it because, having a meet, it kind of cuts the weekend in half.
yeah, really. Hmm.
Yeah, but it went well.
How did it compare to the one where they were like everyone gets 1,000 points?
No, it wasn't anything like that. And that's what, it's, we knew it wasn't going to be anything like that because normally all the meets are normal.
Right.
So yeah, so they were getting fairly scored, but they also placed very well. We got some state champions on different events, and
Oh shit,
yep,
dude, good job.
thanks. Yeah, so very very pleasantly surprised. We went into this thinking like, hey, let's do our best, and maybe we'll get one or two medals here and there, and they did way better than we expected. So
Attaboy.
yep.
Attagirls.
And it was one of the girls is a senior, so this was her last meet ever. So that was a little bit sentimental for her.
Uh-huh. How did she do well?
Yeah, she did very well. I think she was beam state champion.
Oh wow.
Yep. So, but she's, I've taught her forever, so it's good to see her coming into her own. Some of these girls I've taught since they were in the instructional class way back when, for like 7, 8 years.
Yeah, that's
And you got to send them off. When we do the gym show at the end of the year, right before I come to visit, actually, we always do like a send off for the seniors. And so I'll write like a little speech, and I'll give a speech about her.
that's amazing.
Yeah.
Every year.
Every year that we have seniors.
Are you gonna have seniors next year and the year after?
Let me think. Next year, uh, I think next year we'll have one senior. Yeah, that sounds right. What was I going to say? Oh yeah, you know, I've been thinking a lot about recently, trying to be in the moment, and especially with I've been thinking about it, especially because this girl is graduating, and so she does this skill that she's worked on for years and years and years. And so I was just kind of reminiscing. I was thinking back to like when we were actually learning the skill. Like, damn, I can almost not remember. I can barely remember teaching her this skill, but I remember that she worked. We had to work on it for so long. But I can almost not remember any of the individual moments that I was teaching it to her. It's like in that sense, you got to be. You just always got to be locked in. Like you can't miss any of the moments.
It's frightening to think about.
A little bit.
I mean, it's funny more and more as we get to the technological future. They'll just record everything for you. The emphasis on actually on memory is a lot lower.
Say that again.
With the technologies that are coming out that'll allow us to basically record everything, the the interest in actual human memory and recollection is pretty low.
Yeah, and I think it's less about memory as we think of it. There's the memory that a computer uses is like a hard memory, right? So hold on. So there's like individual bits on a hard drive somewhere that are, holding the state of whatever that data is. But I think maybe it's a different type of memory that I'm thinking of, which is like integrative, and experiential. You know what I mean? So like less memorizing facts for a math test and more like being so fully with it that it becomes like a part of you.
I feel like that requires recollection of the memory and to some degree intellectualizing the memory.
Well, that's what I'm saying. So like if you're not present in a given moment, you're not going to remember. Right? It's going to have no meaning or significance to you because you weren't really there for it.
Well, you were there. It's just there's too much shit. There's too much shit to always be there for. You know?
I don't think so. It's just your life, You're just there for that one moment. I think that's the goal ultimately, right? Is to become completely in tune with what's happening. Whether that be, thinking about the future or whatever. But it's like, are you really in touch with what's going on, or is it just happening automatically?
Well, the funny thing about the whole self-help space is that at some point you kind of want your shit going on automatically. Right? Because if you spend so much time thinking, I mean, the first book we read, Atomic Habits, was basically that. It was a lot of time is wasted thinking about what to do. So you kind of want to have a pretty good percentage of life on autopilot so that you can get things done that are actually important to you, like over a period of time.
Yeah.
So it's hard to say if the goal really is to be in the moment all the time and to be aware of everything all the time. I think to a larger degree, I feel like to a large degree it's unconsciously doing things that are true to you. I think is the ideal, or true to where you want to be or go.
Yeah, I just think if it's unconscious, then it's like, I don't know, maybe you're, I think maybe we're getting at the same idea, but from different angles. Because it kind of sounds like the thing that I was describing, which is like integrating something. And I think maybe then it returns, it's almost like it's kind of like a spiral in that sense, where you start at something being completely unconscious, and then you kind of uh, you pendulum over to the other side of it being completely conscious, and then you pendulum back, so it's not quite unconscious anymore, right? It's not the same as where you were before, but it's a similar function. Do you know what I mean?
What do you mean?
Like you're returning to the quote unquote unconscious, but it's not unconscious anymore. It's now something else, but it sits above unconsciousness. It's like you're not doing it manually, but you're also still aware of it. Whereas before, when you were unconscious, it was happening automatically, and you were unaware of it. And it makes me think of like doing the dishes, or other mundane tasks. And the idea is to be present even during those things, which you think, oh, I don't want to, I shouldn't have, I shouldn't dedicate any time or effort into focusing on washing the dishes, because like it does, it's meaningless, and it's just kind of like a task that needs to be carried out. Um, but really, that the goal is to be like present even during those moments. Because if you're not present, you're gonna, you're not seeing the moment for what it truly is, and you might miss something because you're on autopilot. It's like if you go. I heard this thing once, and this guy said, try to go twice as slow doing everything that you normally do. And it's really hard. Even if you just try to do it for a moment, it's like really hard. You just notice so much more stuff. Like imagine going twice as slow from your house to the car, right? You'd probably notice the trees around you a little bit more. And you probably notice if you poured your coffee twice as slow, you'd probably notice, the feeling of the handle in your hand, or the warmth of the coffee a little bit more. Right? As opposed to if you were going your normal speed, you wouldn't notice any of those things.
Yeah, I guess for me, it's like what percentage of my life I'm going to spend trying to slow down and notice every little detail versus kind of go fast and break shit and actually make things happen. Like Sadhguru said, right? If you have a bunch of small things to do, you got a lot of time. If you got one big thing to do, you don't have enough time.
That's true.
So if you want to pay attention to all the small details, yeah, you have all the time in the world.
But Sadhguru himself is not. He makes moves for sure, but it's not like he's. He's he's certainly never in a rush to do just about anything, right?
Hmm. I'm sure. I'm sure there's times in his day where he's in a rush. Or at least his team around him is in a rush, right? He has to get somewhere, do something. Now, there's a difference between being in a rush and being emotionally distraught about it, right? Do I think that when he's in stressful circumstances that he gets really bogged down with everything? No. But that doesn't mean that he's not in those circumstances.
Yeah, I just mean that the care and the detail and attention that he takes uh, with each movement or each decision.
It's hard to say.
Yeah, those are some of the things that have been on my mind because I get a lot of hold on. Going a different route, 24 miles, and take a right. Plenty of time. Yeah, those are just the things that are, you know, kind of on my mind, especially as I am still trying to, notice when I have. I'm trying to notice when I'm not noticing throughout the day.
Hmm.
Like this week in particular, I felt very. I've noticed a significant amount of less noticing.
So you're getting further and further away from your connection.
Yeah, this week I felt like it could have been the sleep thing, which would make sense because if you're not sleeping, then you're not adhering to your basic survival needs, and that's gonna throw your shit way off.
Hmm. Hmm.
Yeah, but just give that a shot. Give the 2 times slower thing a shot. Just doing something normal or mundane.
2 times slower.
Yep. Like maybe sleeping 2 times slower.
So you just double the amount of time you sleep?
12 hours.
Wow, that'd be nice. Sounds splendid.
Let's see. Yeah, so I'm pretty thrilled to be done with this competition season, but I do have to go back in 2 weeks for. We got one girl who qualified for regionals, so I got to take her there.
Uh-huh.
But then that'll be the last one, unless she qualifies for national, which is possible. But I don't. I guess we'll see.
Do you think it's possible? Do you think it's gonna happen?
I mean, she's pretty good. She's not only did she qualify for regionals, she was in like the top. Uh, I don't know how many, like 13 or something. So basically, that she's part of the state team. So it's like a pretty prestigious thing. So because it's regional, you got Massachusetts is there, Connecticut's there, all of our Northeast region, and our girl is on the team that represents our state.
Well,
Like the best 10 girls from our entire state. She's one of them.
dude, that's freaking brilliant. Love that you have those amazing people around you.
Oh yeah. So she'll, she could. She's got potential. How did things go with the garden? You get it set up yet?
Got all the supplies. Um, they're in the right place. Just need to get a bunch of dirt and actually put it in the ground. The only thing that held me up from doing that on Friday was I needed a lawnmower to cut the grass in that area a little bit smaller than the rest of the lawn, but I don't
Yeah.
have a lawnmower. It's at my brother's house.
Ah,
Which means that either I'm gonna have to tell my landscaper to help me out when he's cutting the lawn next time, or I'm just gonna go over the grass as it is and create the thing accordingly. Um,
yeah.
what's up?
You might be able to makeshift a scythe.
A
You
scythe?
might be able to makeshift a scythe. Oh yeah,
What?
cut grass like they did in the olden days.
I don't know if they used to cut grass as small as we do these days.
Probably not.
Yeah, Seth sounds inefficient.
So the garden is on pause.
The garden is it's coming along.
Well, tell your brother to get his ass over here.
We are actually going to be going over there to Columbus next weekend. And if he
Oh,
doesn't need the lawnmower, then I'll take it. Otherwise, I'll probably get started on Monday, regardless, to put down the cardboard and to actually create the structure for it, and then to call the appropriate people to get the dirt
yeah.
actually put on the thing. Because I'm gonna get the dirt basically. I'm gonna get the dirt delivered directly on the location. So I'm gonna build the frame and then get the dirt put in there.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah, that should help a lot. So
There's probably a lot of dirt weight wise.
yeah, it's like 3 cubic yards.
Oh yeah, that's a lot of dirt. That's a lot of dirt.
Oh my god, dude! I'm looking through my Bright Smile shit. So frustrating.
Oh, how come?
Because like my outreach coordinator, like I was too fucking dumb to realize that since September, this lady was literally doing her job wrong.
She was doing her job wrong.
Yeah. Like she said, okay, we donated to the SEM pantry 350 kits, but what was the date of the donation? Right? What was
What
the
was
address of the
the monetary
donation?
donation?
Huh? What's up?
What was the monetary donation?
No, what was the address? What was the date of the
Oh,
donation? You know what I mean? Like basic shit, you
yeah.
know? And so she had this strategy session that she would tell me how many kits she donated, but I never went out of my way to ask, okay, when was that? What was the date of that event? And she never ended up actually filling out the spreadsheet that I told her to fill out for um what days and times the donations were held.
Yeah. Classic.
Um so I'm in this awkward position where I'm like, all right, so now I have to go back and kind of figure out when you did these events based on an email that I don't have anymore. Um,
Why don't you have the email?
well, we also transitioned our brand email, so it started off as brightsmiles.charity, and then the new marketing director was like, "No, that's stupid. You don't want to SEO optimize based on charity." So we switched the brand name to brightsmilescommunityoutreach.org, which is apparently better for SEO optimization. But that also meant that came with a different domain and a different email address.
Right.
And so a lot of the outreach that happened in early September of last year, that happened to the old email.
Yeah.
And so it's very hard to narrow down, okay, if you did have this event at the SEM pantry, right? What day did that event happen?
Yeah, but you don't have access to that old email anymore?
Um, no, because it's gone.
Well, that's fun.
Yeah, it's kind of booty cheeks, dude. So I'm in this awkward position where I'm like, I don't really know exactly how many kits we distributed so far. I have a pretty good estimate of it,
You should
but
have any if you just don't know when and where and to who.
I might not even know how many because she actually deleted more than half the document after October. So I don't even know.
What?
Yeah, before she left, she deleted like I like accidentally I think made a copy of this document. So this is the only reason that I have the data that I do.
So how do you delete the data?
On purpose, maliciously.
She deleted it on purpose?
Yep.
Oh, what?
Yeah, dude.
Why? And why is she still hired?
She's not hired. She was fired because of that.
Uh,
And then she said, "No, I was fired because of my OSHA complaint."
oh, it's this girl.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Okay. I thought you were talking about somebody who is still currently inputting things incorrectly.
No, no, I don't. I don't have patience for that.
Ah.
But again, like I was kind of a stupid leader too, in the sense that I was like, "Oh, this lady's older. It's fine. I don't need to keep track of all this stuff." And now I'm sitting here doing all this fucking work. But anyway,
Yeah, dude. I mean, that's it makes me think of common mistakes that a lot of people with databases make, where they have a backup of their database or something. Somebody accidentally deletes the database or drops a table or what. Uh, and so that's just like the most common thing. And so people basically there's like a whole suite of like standard practices that you're supposed to do when it comes to handling sensitive data and production databases and stuff like that. So you might want to look into that just so you have an SOP for that sort of thing. Because the fact that she had the ability to delete it even maliciously is not great.
yeah, it's. I mean, it's just it's
Like
just.
only IT people have the ability to delete, or only have the ability to delete.
Mm-hmm.
And then,
Well, what do I do now? I guess I don't know.
yeah,
Just like take her word at face value, um compare it with the stuff that we ordered and see what ends
uh,
up happening.
yeah. I mean that'll get you part of the way there, I'm sure. Yeah, there's really no good solution to that. Yeah, if you could get access to that old email, that would solve all your problems, right?
Not really, because even the old email, she might not have communicated through that email to those people, right? She might have just called them on her phone and said, "Hey, yeah, I have these kits. I'm gonna donate them."
Right.
Right? So just by virtue of just just shitty data.
Yeah, old school right there. Did my mom was showing me yesterday. I went over and she was showing me she had busted out some her old friend brought her some stuff from way back in the day. So my mom was showing me the she printed some stuff on this like ancient computer paper. This is not like printer paper. This is like a really weird computer paper. Uh, and the text looks like computer text. It's all that like blocky. I mean, anyway, she showed me it was a a list of people who she was inviting to her wedding and whether or not they could attend. But it was all just, manual essentially. She like typed everything out and then printed it out and then manually sent mail to each one of these people, and then based on the responses, she would like check them off on her printer paper. Like, damn, we come a long way.
Just so stupid.
Come a very long way.
Yeah, this is just.
Well,
I don't even know what to do.
yeah, it's not a great spot.
Because, like, I mean, these numbers aren't even accurate. Like, I'm just talking shit out here.
And you can't really fudge the numbers.
Well, I mean, I kind of have to, right? Because I did order these kits, and I know how many kits we had, and they're not there anymore.
Right.
So either, I don't know, we shoved them up our ass or we gave them to someone.
Right.
So I don't fucking know. I was so pissed off.
How did your the thing with your legal thing go? Did that end up being a problem? Your address? Oh,
One second.